All right, what is going on, you guys? Welcome back to Pedal Down 4x4. And on today's episode, we got something a little bit different. We are going to do a little bit of almost like a vlog. Let me show you guys something real quick. So we got the 4runner over here. We have the stock tires on. Why do you ask? Well, in Hawaii, you need to get a safety inspection, which is this guy right here. It is September. You would obviously, it is September, so you would notice that this is out of date. So my safety check is expired for the dad bus. I need to get a new safety check today in about an hour or so. Wyatt is getting ready for me at Ford. And then after that, we're gonna pay our registration. So what do you need for a safety check in Hawaii? Well, you gotta make sure your front tint is not 5%, which that is 35%. You know, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not lying. You know, it looks dark, but it's 35. I promise. I promise to you. The next thing you need to know is that your tires cannot really be sticking out of your fenders, which these tires are not. So obviously the back's not. The reason why I had to put the stock tires on is because the fronts are just too wide, and even with the we call it garden edgers here. I'm not sure where what anybody else calls them, but that's what these are. These are just like the little things your grandma would put on her garden, and we would tuck them into the fender like that. But it was too wide, so I could not use it, so I put the stock tires on. But as of right now, we are gonna go ahead. We're gonna go get my morning coffee and start our day off, I guess. I've never done a daily vlog thing, so let's do it. Currently this thing is on the face track, but anyway, we're in the Lexus, the LS400, my daily driving stallion. So this thing is really clean. If you've never seen inside this car, it's actually a very clean car. The speedometer and stuff does not work, which we will be addressing on a future episode when we start to rebuild the car. So yeah, like we will be we're gonna address that when we rebuild the car for the Lexus, because I do want to keep this car still a stock-ish daily. But we are gonna do a lot of the engine work, which is gonna entice on doing a lot of the gaskets and whatnot. This thing is leaking from like everywhere. So if you can think of a place oil could leak out from, this car has it. So this car has valve cover gasket leaks. It has a rear main seal leak. It has a front main seal leak. It has oil pan gasket leaks. It has pretty much every leak known to mankind. So we're gonna refresh the motor, make it nice again, and get it fresh. But yeah, part of that is we are going to address some of the things in this car. Some of the things are, you can't really tell, but the seats, they're leather and they are starting to like separate, I guess you could say. The car's 32 years old now. So yeah, the car's 32 years old, so the seats are starting to go. The headliner is actually in really good shape, so I'm really stoked on that. I do not want to do headliner things. I do want to fit a different steering wheel to this car because the steering wheel is really ugly. Maybe out of like a GS 300 or something like that, we'll put one of those steering wheels in it. And then that's pretty much it. The dash, I tried to redo the capacitors in the dash, did not work. I probably did it wrong, to be quite honest with you. So it was a quick, easy try. It was like 30 bucks to do it, so I tried to do it, did not work. So I'm gonna buy a whole new instrument cluster dash so I can get my speedometer and my RPM. The odometer still works and everything like that, so all that stuff works. But yeah, so let's go for this drive. Let's get my coffee. Just a quick question I wanted to have for everybody. If they're even gonna comment on this video, which I highly doubt. But what do you guys want to see out of the LS400? I want to build just a nice stock daily driver, but I'm not 100% sure on what exactly I want to build. I know I want to keep it mostly stock. I'm not planning on doing any kind of turbo stuff to this car. I really just don't see the point. I think I've only full throttled this car one time since I've owned it for the past year, and that was only just because I wanted to see what it would do. And it's slow with the automatic. So I do have a CD009 transmission actually at the house, and it needs a new third gear synchro, so I got it for pretty cheap. So I'm planning on rebuilding that transmission. We'll probably put it up on YouTube to how to rebuild a manual transmission. But I mean, I like that it's automatic, and it is really good to drive, but sometimes the auto shifts a little weird. Sometimes it doesn't want to shift at all and whatnot like that. So that could be a bit of a pain sometimes. You know how it goes. But yeah, what do you guys want to see out of the LS? We're just going to do like wheels. From all I'm going to do right now is just wheels, suspension, exhaust. We're going to redo the entire engine, delete the EGR because you don't need that. And yeah, I mean, other than that, we're not going to really do much else to the car. It'll be a pretty stock standard build. Or build. But yeah, let me know what you guys want to see on the car. Maybe we'll make it happen. I like power, so maybe turbos might come in, but I don't plan on it. I do like the way the car drives now, and I like the reliability of a stock engine. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. The tint in this car is pretty dark because the front tint, it's 35%. It's legal. I'm not gonna lie. But the sun strip is massive. That's all right. You don't really need a windshield. You feel me? Can anybody guess what coffee I'm getting right now? If you said Starbucks, you would be correct. So yeah, I'm gonna go in, order my cup of coffee, and then we'll start on with the rest of this video when I get home. All right, you guys, so I just got home, got my coffee. If you're wondering what my coffee order is, it's a caramel macchiato with 5 shots of espresso. That's what gets me through the day. But let's take a look at the 4runner here. So what you need, 2-pass safety check, headlights gotta work, your horns gotta work, all this other tidbits need to work, all your lights, your tail lights, everything like that. Now, if you know somebody, now I'm not gonna say who I know, but they might not even check all this stuff. Obvious ones though are the wheels and the tint. If you are rolling up, Got to make sure you don't have super dark window or front windshield tint, which I do not have any tint on the front. And then, you know, the sides, you can roll them down, you know what I'm saying? But another thing that you need is for your vehicle. Now, don't mind this. This is pretty messy in here. But you have to have this. I'm not going to show you guys obviously on camera, but that you need your registration and you need your insurance that is current. So the problem I have is I need to do my registration, but because my safety check expired before my registration, I have to get my safety check first, then I can go pay my registration, because not doing your safety check is not that big of a deal in Hawaii, but not doing registration is a pain, because then instead of just going in and getting your registration, you actually have to go into the DMV. And I don't want to deal with that. That is a pain. So I want to get my safety check done, and then I want to get the registration out of the way. So let's hop in and let's go take a drive. All right, first steps first, get your coffee. If you got a coffee, you're gonna want to put this guy right over here. Now, you can see that it is hooked up. So we're gonna go right in here and we are going to disconnect this guy. And then we can, oh my goodness, my camera work is so horrendous. I do apologize. Good grief. So we're gonna close this guy up if I can figure this part out. There we go. Now we can take this line and just drape it over here on the clothesline, because we'll be back in a minute anyway. So that's not hooked up anymore. And then we just want to get this guy closed. This is not tucked in at all. This is, you know, I mean, we're not even halfway done with this little project, you feel me? Now, if I could just close this guy with one hand, that would be fantastic. There we go. All right, so let's get this girl started up here, and then we'll do one final check. Make sure we're good to go. Got the key. Let's see. Make sure she's in neutral. Fuel pump on. Oh yeah, boy, she sounds good, doesn't it? Let's get our coffee. Oh no, 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 no. Oh, good thing the door didn't lock. All right, let's get up on in here. Ugh. All right, you guys, so we're in the 4runner right now. I got everything hooked up. We're letting it warm up right now. It's got that 3UZ V8. Let me just double check my insurance here. 2026 registration. We are Gucci. So we're gonna let this girl warm up for a few minutes, about not really a few minutes, like about a minute or so, and then we'll go for a drive. Oh geez. Now I'm not sure how well this is gonna come out with the audio, but I think we're ready. So let's go for a drive here. I feel something weird going on. Give me a second. All right, so I don't know what that was, but something felt a little off. Something felt a little off. Let's try and pull forward again. I don't know if it's because of the suspension. Something feels a little different. All right. Oh yeah, something doesn't feel right at all. Let's back up. Something is going on in the brakes. So let's back this girl up. I think I might know what's going on here. Let's see. I think it's something to do with the wheel. So I'm gonna go check and I'll be back. So I don't feel anything weird now, but yeah, I can definitely feel it rubbing. So hopefully that doesn't cause us any issues getting there. We just need to get the truck to the safety inspection and back. Let me hear if it's loud. It's not terrible, but it's definitely rubbing. It was making a really loud like thunking sound and it was jolting the wheel. And that was actually the wheel weight inside. So yeah, the wheel weight was whacking the spindle, which, you know, that's not a good thing. But these are the stock tires off the Land Cruiser. So it just needs to get us there and back. So hopefully it doesn't cause too much damage, but we'll find out in a little bit, I guess. All right, you guys. So I just got back from my safety check from Ford. Why it works there. So we got the new paperwork right here. You can see that we are legal now. So let me get this sticker off. Well, actually, let me show you guys what you guys have to do, because I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this is the same in every state, but on the back of your license plate, you have your registration sticker right there. So that's my registration sticker. And then you have your safety inspection sticker, because they need to make sure your vehicle is safe for our fucked up roads. So all I'm gonna do is take this old sticker. Oh, the old sticker's still on here. All right, well, can I get this guy off? Oh, that's gonna chip off, I think. Yeah, that's gonna chip off. So we're just gonna go ahead and stick this new sticker on it. So let me grab a towel. I have some rubbing alcohol. And we're just gonna give her some of those, give her a little bit of that. And we just need to prep this guy. So let's prep her. All right, she's Gucci. So we'll let that dry, and then we're gonna stick the new sticker on. And then we need to take these tires off and put on the 35s that are sitting over here. These 35s are pretty small, but hopefully I can get some 37s in the future. So I'll be right back. I'll get the sticker on, and then I'll show you guys about our registration, because we have to get back in the Lexus and we need to go all the way to Safeway because they have a registration kiosk. Let's get this tire off. 19 on the impact. Yeah, so if you're wondering if it's a bit of a pain in the ass in Hawaii to have any kind of modified hobby, it is, but I'm not sure what's worse here or California because if I had to do smog, there's no chance any of my cars are gonna be passing that. I'm sorry, there's no way. So you guys can see we got one tire on. That is the 35 12.5 R15. And that is a 265/65 R16, I think.
But I'm gonna throw you guys in a little bit of a time lapse. We're gonna do the other 3, torque everything down, and then we are off to get our registration done. All right, you guys, so I was looking at this tire, I have everything, all the 35s on, and I have an issue. And where is it? One of these treads are like completely there. Look at that. This whole tread is separating. It looked like I took a chunk out and it's just ripping this tread apart. That's not good. So it's starting from here and ripping this whole tread block off. Now, what I think we're gonna do is we're gonna get a bunch of that bead seal and stuff it in there and then clamp this closed, and hopefully that'll keep this from tearing anymore. So the only reason why I say that is because I'm not gonna buy another 35. If I'm buying new tires, I'm getting 37s. So I would like this tire not to shred itself to pieces. Probably not the smartest that I have it in the rear now, but I'm not taking everything back off. So I'm gonna get some bead seal. I'm gonna load it with bead seal, and then I'm gonna clamp it. All right, you guys. So as I said, we're back in the Lexus. You can tell because the baby seat's right here. It is my daily, but we need to go get our registration done. Now, in Hawaii, I'm not sure how other states have it, but they send you this little paper here. Obviously, I'm not going to show my information on camera, which I don't think you could do anything with anyway, but just in case you can, you know, sucks to suck. But they give you this paper here, and there is a barcode on it, and you can go to a kiosk or you can go to the DMV. So you can either make an appointment at the DMV or you can go directly to them and just sit. From my experience, it's about a 2-hour wait at the DMV, but luckily they actually have kiosks in different stores. One of those stores is Safeway, which is pretty close to where I live. It's about a 10-minute drive. So we are going to drive there. I'm going to go in and I'm going to pay for my registration. It's going to print me out a little piece of paper with a sticker on it, and that sticker is what we need for the back of the 4Runner for the license plate. Now, I would film in there for you guys, but I'm not that hardcore of a YouTuber, so I'm not going to be walking in there with a camera just to pay for my registration. That's kind of dumb. But yeah, I'm going for another drive, so I guess you guys can hang out or not. I don't know, but yeah, I'm going to just turn the camera off. I'll let you guys see what it looks like when I get the paper back. So I'll see you guys in a bit. All right, you guys. So I have a bit of a weird one now. I am at Safeway, and I just went to pay for my registration. However, it says no matching vehicles found. So that's cool. I've never had that before. So now, I'm not sure if it's because I just paid for my safety check. Last time I did this on the Land Cruiser, it went through. So I'm not 100% too sure yet. I think what I am going to do is I'm going to go to the DMV, see how the wait time is, and if it's too long, then I'm going to just go home and try to do this another day. If it's not too long, then I will try to pay for it there or try to figure out what's going on. But yeah, this is what it's like trying to get your vehicle safety checked and registration paid in Hawaii. It's always a fun time. All right, you guys. So I'm currently at the DMV, or I was at the DMV. I'm currently leaving, and we ain't got no luck. So no luck on getting the registration paid on the 4Runner. I believe it is because it was so quick. And Ford does the registration, so they have, because Ford does a safety check or whatever other safety check, I guess it takes time for it to input into the database. and because of that, I can't pay it right now. So I just got home. That's why from Ford doing the safety check, and I immediately went to go pay the registration. And because the uh, safety check was out of date, it's going to take a little bit of time for it to process. So that kind of sucks, but it's not the end of the world. My registration is still valid until the end of this month. So I just like to get it taken care of now because I have a very bad habit of letting my registration and my safety check lapse. Because I only drive one car at a time. I don't drive, four of them. I don't drive the Tacoma on Monday, Land Cruisers on Tuesdays. I don't do that. I only drive the Lexus really. But unfortunately, because of that, I usually let them lapse or I forget about them and even the insurance sometimes. Luckily, I have reminders on my phone to do so. But yeah, unfortunately, no luck on the registration. We are still legal, so I can't get pulled over for it. We're still good to go. If I do get pulled over, all my papers are still current until at least the end of the month for the registration. So I think what I'll do is maybe tomorrow, on my way to my second job, maybe I can go and stop off at Safeway. Or if not, maybe I'll give it till Saturday and try and pay it through the kiosk on Saturday. And hopefully then it will, update or whatever. So yeah, and I'm also gonna, because there is an option on the safety check or on the kiosk where you can actually scan your safety check. So I think I might bring the safety check in as well and to scan that because yeah, the registration, when I went to scan the registration, it kept telling me that no vehicle is found, and I'm like, that's ridiculous because I've owned this truck for 4 years now, and the registration's been current for 4 years. So yeah, that kind of does suck a little bit, but what are you gonna do? So I am currently on my way back home at the moment. And I guess once we get home, then we'll end this video. I wanted to show you guys what it is to I wanted to show you guys what it does take to get your vehicle registered and safety inspected in Hawaii, but apparently I can't even do that. So that's cool. But I'll see you guys in a little bit when I get home. So yeah. All right, you guys. So that is pretty much going to wrap it up for this week's episode of Pedal Down 4x4. I tried to show you guys what it takes to do a safety check on your guys' vehicle. Safety check, registration, all that stuff. We got the safety check done. Registration could not go up. Don't know why. I'm assuming because we just did the safety check and it was expired. So it might take a day or so for it to process. And then we can pay for the registration. But I'm not too sure. I've never had that issue before. Usually I go straight. With the 4runner, with the Land Cruiser, I did the same thing and it registered, but that was more to like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. It's only about 12:30 right now. But yeah, so that's pretty much going to be it for this week's episode of Pedal Down 4x4. The 4runner does drive, it does move, it does everything we need it to do. There are a lot of things that we need to check off the list still for the 4runner. And right off the bat, we need the Total Chaos lower ball joints. I still have yet to order those. They're $1,000 and I'm not really too keen on buying them right now. The next thing we need to do is we need to get new control arm links for the back of the 4runner. The reason why is because the entire back end will shift back and forth, left and right. I tried to put new bushings in it, and I got the new bushings, and I use the same part number, but I don't know if it's because the holes are like wallowed out because I was just sending it or whatever, but the bushings are super loose in there. Like the whole back end still shifts around, so we're just gonna get new control arms just off eBay or something, just for temporary because we are gonna redo the rear end of this 4runner on a future date, but we just need to drive properly right now. So that is basically gonna wrap it up. Till next time, and as always, thanks for watching.